Letitia James says her indictment is nothing more than political retribution.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.
Everybody, this is Damon K. Jones, and welcome to the Publisher's Desk. And this is part 2 of the indictment of New York State Attorney General Tish James. She responded in a video, and we're going to be talking about this video in this show. We're going to analyze the words that she said in this show, brothers and sisters. So Letitia James says her indictment is nothing more than political retribution.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General.
The weaponization of the justice system. Now, does that sound familiar? Because that is the exact same language Donald Trump used when she charged him.
We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show, who ran on the basis that she was going to get Trump before she even knew anything about me. She used this to run for governor. She failed in her attempt to run for governor. She had virtually no polling. She came back and she said, well, now I'll go back to get Trump again. And this is what we have. It's a scam. It's a sham.
The irony here is thick enough to cut with a knife. See, today we're going to break down Tish James' statement line by line, not out of bias, brothers and sisters, but out of principle. Because when justice becomes a political weapon, it's only a matter of time before it fires back. Tish James says the president's weaponizing our justice system. But wait, wasn't it her who used the New York Attorney General's office to get Trump before she was even sworn in? She ran on the promise of getting Donald Trump.
America is an uncharted territory. We are angrier and more deeply divided than we've ever been at any point in our history since the Civil War. And at the eye of the storm is Donald Trump, ripping families apart, threatening women's most basic rights. I'm running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president.
She turned law enforcement into a political theater in her campaign for New York State Attorney General. Now she's crying foul when the same playbook is used against her. Now that's not leadership, brothers and sisters. That's hypocrisy. Now Tish says she was just doing a job. If investigating political opponents for headlines is your job, then New Yorkers need to reevaluate the job description. Because she didn't pay any attention to the police brutality cases. She didn't finish her job when she was supposed to distribute recommendations to all the police departments in use of force. She didn't pay attention when a young man was shot in the head unarmed by New Rochelle police. She didn't pay attention then. She didn't see it was her job to indict. But she chased after Trump. She didn't think it was her job when families of police brutality victims sent her a letter and she didn't respond. See, she was too busy chasing cameras. New Yorkers was losing homes. Crimes in cities like Mount Vernon, Yonkers, the Bronx was rising, and corruption inside the state housing agencies, inside City Hall, went unchecked because she was worried about Trump. Justice isn't about who you dislike. It's about what's right, brothers and sisters.
I stand strongly behind my office's litigation against the Trump Organization. We conducted a 2-year investigation based on the facts and evidence, not politics. Judges have upheld the trial court's finding that Donald Trump, his company, and his 2 sons are liable for fraud.
Now she brags about the case about Trump. But I guess she forgot that the appeals court already walked that back. The fine of $450 million against Trump. That wasn't a victory for justice. What she did was run a PR campaign, because in politics, optics beat outcome. And now the same system she weaponized for the optics is coming right back after her.
I'm a proud woman of faith, and I know that faith and fear cannot share the same space. And so today, I'm not fearful. I'm fearless. And as my faith teaches me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We will fight these baseless charges aggressively, and my office will continue to fiercely protect New Yorkers and their rights. And I will continue to do my job.
Now, this is where everything gets interesting, brothers and sisters. Tish invokes the Bible? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. In my history in dealing with politicians, when they start throwing Bible quotes up there, they're covering a dirty deed. You can't use scripture to shield political misconduct. See, the same word says, be sure your sin will find you out. I don't hear politicians use that one. You can't preach faith and then practice political manipulation. That's why you might be in the position that you're in. So let's put all this in context. This isn't the first time target of politics. This is a career politician who made enemies by making headlines. She sued the NRA to make headlines. She went after faith-based nursing homes during the pandemic for headlines. She investigated former Governor Andrew Cuomo for headlines. She used her office to posture the moral conscience of New York, while quietly playing the same power games she accused others to do. That's not justice. That's only politics with a robe on. Now she's calling leaders from both sides of the aisle. Where was that same energy when she was publicly celebrating Trump's indictment? Where was that same energy when she was saying she was going to go after his family? Where was her appeal to fairness when political allies were caught in scandals? It was silence then, but now it should be outrage now. See, selective outrage is the new justice system, and it's killing public trust.
The 2 trials in New York, New Yorkers said, 66% said the justice system is politicized. And there's nobody in New York who likes Trump. And still 66% said the justice system is politicized. When you have this country believing you're playing politics with the justice system, and you're trying to put people in jail or convict them for political reasons, then we have a real problem. The Attorney General's case in New York, frankly, should have never been brought. And if his name was not Donald Trump, and if he wasn't running for president, I'm the former AG in New York, I'm telling you that case would have never been brought.
If Letitia James really wants to talk about protecting New Yorkers, let's talk about real people. Let's talk about the small business owners hit with excessive regulations, families priced out by property taxes, crime and violence in cities like Mount Vernon and Brooklyn and in the Bronx, while the AG's office played politics, shooting of unjust black men by law enforcement, and unarmed black men by law enforcement. And the office uses politics not to indict the officer or hold the police department accountable. See, that's who she was supposed to protect, not her political image. Let me make this clear. This is not just about Tish James. It's about what happens when one party controls the moral narrative in a state. They weaponize ethics until they get caught in their own web. Tish James is a product of the New York Democratic Party system, a system that rewards moral posturing over moral integrity. And whether you're for Trump or Tish, I really don't care. When you treat justice like a campaign tool, you'll break something that belongs to the people. And right now, our justice system is broken. So the lesson here is simple, brothers and sisters. When you use your power to destroy others, don't be surprised when that same power turns its gaze on you. If these charges are false, she got to prove it in court. But spare the sermons. Spare the victim, playing the victim. New Yorkers need truth, not theater. Letitia James says she's fearless. Good. Because the truth has no favorites, and justice doesn't care what party you belong to. I'm Damon K. Jones, the publisher of Black Westchester magazine, blackwestchester.com. Thank you for watching. Please visit blackwestchester.com for the latest news with the Black point of view. We are an independent Black news media outlet. And thank you for watching. Please like, please share, please leave a comment. What do you think about her response? And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay blacktastic. Peace out.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.